It's not too late. That is the theme of today's video, because probably somewhere out there, there's a gardener freaking out because it feels too late. But it's not too late, okay? It's not too late to prune your plants. It's not too late to clean up after last winter. It's not too late to make your beds. It's not too late to start your seeds. So let's do some of that stuff today. And also I'll talk about a thing you shouldn't do, just for good measure. And I guess we're petting this cat. It's never too late to pet your neighbor's cat. It's not too late to prune this grapevine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want to prune this down so that I've just got the one main vine. Here's some dead growth that can come off. I don't want this piece. So ideally what needs to happen is I want it to come up straight, and then I'm going to have it branch out along the top here. But what actually happened is it's grown in a diagonal and it grew through my fence. And that means that it's just going to remain at a diagonal, I think. Oh, little guy. Feel diagonal to you? Yeah, me too. So this isn't going to be a great example. I think we might have good luck on my other grapevine. All right, the angle of the light's not great, but yeah, I think we can get this to come straight up. So I'm going to take off these coming off laterally. I don't want them. It feels mean. Don't worry. You will be forgiven. Okay, this comes up here. So this is the new trunk. I want to encourage this to come all the way up, all the way to where we've got, that's actually fine right here. I'm going to head it there. Yeah, that means this one can come off. All right, so I've got a single vine shooting relatively straight up right by this post here. It's going to develop some horizontal branches out the sides now. I want them higher up, ideally. I'm going to keep some around here. I'm going to let some develop up here. But our vertical growth is actually done now, which is kind of cool. I've been excited for that. And now I've got it down to a single trunk. We're going to maintain it that way. It's going to develop some lateral growth, and that's fine. We can prune it back. That's what these are for. The reason we want to keep our grapes pruned back is just because we're going to have bigger, sweeter grapes if they're growing closer to this trunk. If we let it get away from us, we're going to end up with those little sour things that everybody gets excited about when we see them, and then we taste them and we're disappointed. I'm making the effort to grow these grapes. I don't want to be disappointed. Let's take a look at our currants. Do a little current events. Over here I have one of my currant plants. It's looking pretty good. All of the buds are breaking. So what I wanted to do here is I want to look, and ideally you want to have about 5 old canes and 5 new canes, and then you want to thin out the really old canes because they're not going to be as productive. Not a lot to do here. I don't have a lot of old canes. This is a young plant. So I'm going to move on and check the other one. I think I've got at least one old cane I can show you me taking out. So you are just a love monster. You are more needy than my cat's inside. Here is another currant plant. I don't like the way this cane looks, so I'm just gonna cut it out. Old dead canes, no thank you. This one too. There we go. This is all cleaned up and ready to get all big and currantlicious now. It's a tiny little thing. As it matures, it's gonna get bigger and bushier. It's okay to have young plants. These are already producing fruit. I'm excited to eat a few and then let the birds have the rest. All right, so the prior occupants of this house, may they rest in peace, thought it was a really awesome idea to put a giant climbing rose next to the garage door and the front walkway. I disagree, but it's here now. We've got to live with it or remove it. It's easier just to live with it. So this is a really great time of year to prune your roses down. February would have been ideal. You can see now there's a lot of growth on it. Pruning can encourage growth once your plants break dormancy. So this could result in more growth. We're going to do it anyway. I'm going to cut this way the heck down. Down almost to the ground. Ideally, you want to wear gloves while you're pruning your roses because they will fight back and they will win. As I prune, I'm keeping an eye out for buds. I don't want to cut off above a bud. Because that way you're going to get more natural looking bushy growth instead of leggy, weird looking growth. And once you've got everything cut back, it's hard to tell because these are all tied up to the trellis, but everything above about this level is cut off now. It's important to clean it up. If you leave roses in contact with the ground, especially during the spring when the ground is wet, it's possible for these to root, and then you just have more roses to maintain. It sounds like a good thing, but in this location, it's not. This is a really great place though to get starter material for new rose plants. You can just pop this into some moist soil and it'll root and you'll have more roses. You do not have to use a potato. You do not have to use a banana. Any channel that has you using potatoes or bananas, unsubscribe. They're stupid. If you have ornamental grasses, the best times to cut them back are either now in the spring or in the fall. I leave mine to provide habitat for insects over the winter. They can take cover in there and be sheltered and survive. And then I cut mine back in the spring. Shears, these little clippers are not going to be great for it. You're going to take forever, right? You can do it. See if I've got something better. I found a reciprocating blade. I've also seen people tie up their grass and use a chainsaw. You can also use hedge clippers. There's no right tool. Use what you've got that'll make fast work at the task. But Dustin, what about the insects who still need it for shelter? What will they do? All right, they're going to be sheltering in two different places. Some of them are going to be down in the bushy bush that we haven't touched yet. If you're worried about them, just cut higher. You can leave it raggedy like me. The rest of them are going to be sheltering in the hollow stems that we've removed. That's going to be just as good shelter in my compost pile as it was attached to the plant. Ornamental grasses like this will grow in kind of a ring. You're gonna wind up with grass donuts. If you don't like having a little hole in the middle of your tuft of grass, it's time to divide your grass. You can just cut out sections Bam, you've got a new plant. I have enough grass here that I could just kind of make a ring of ornamental grass all around this little garden island in my lawn if I wanted to. Oh, also, BTW, islands in your lawn are stupid. They just make it harder to keep your lawn from invading into the island, and they make it trickier to mow your lawn. Make your lawn the island, not the flower bed. Because that way your lawn's all in one spot and you don't have to worry about tricky irrigation. You don't have to worry about tricky mowing. You're just ready to go. It's not too late to start lettuce from seed. It's not too late to start peppers from seed. It's not too late to start tomatoes from seed. In fact, later today, I'm going to start some tomatoes. I'm going to start about 10 tomatoes from my garden and at least 10 tomatoes to share, because that is a tradition I have now, is I like to share tomato plants. I also like to give away free tomato seeds to people in my community, because why the heck not? Plants are forgiving. They have evolved to deal with environments where they're regularly just getting brutalized. Things are falling on them. They're dealing with drought conditions. Even if you make a big mistake in your garden, most plants will recover. So just get in there and cut them back to where you want them to be. The only plant I would recommend not pruning in the spring, I mean, I'm sure there are others, but the only one I've got is lilacs. Lilacs will set the buds for the next year's flowers right after they finish flowering in the spring. So if you really want to prune your lilacs, I would wait until, well, here it's mid to late May. If you're somewhere colder, it's going to be later. If you're somewhere warmer, it's going to be earlier. Just prune your lilacs after they flower. They will benefit from some thinning. It's going to let some light into the structure of the plant. You're going to get more blossoms later. And lilacs are incredibly hardy. They are drought resistant, they're disease resistant mostly. So don't be afraid to prune them back. It's going to be okay. So that's what's going on in my garden today. Hope you had fun coming along with me. Make sure you've subscribed to my channel, like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for joining me in my garden with this random neighbor cat. Hope you have a wonderful time in your own.